Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Then we went to the mall and spent like 2 hours at the mall and bought nothing.
I wondered how you guys could have spent that long at a convention that small. You went to the mall.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, we got to the convention, it's like 11:45. We left at like 2:15.
Okay.
And then we were like, deuces.
Nice. Cool, man.
Yeah.
I like it. Well,
all right.
You want to kick it off?
Ready? Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, episode 48.
Woo!
My name is Josh.
I'm Gavin. And
How's
it's
it going,
late.
everybody?
It's so late for us.
It's so late. Josh is going to go to sleep in the middle of this.
It might get a little loopy. It might get a little crazy. Who knows?
And we fast forward to like 15 minutes there. Like, you don't tell me facility.
Nice. So, dude, do you have any news?
Well, first, Gavin, while I pull up the news, anything cool happened this week?
Well, I bought a new car today. Oh. Which was kind of unexpected and kind of fun.
So what happened to the old car?
Oh, it's super old. It's coming up on its 20th birthday. And in car years, that means it's 120. So it just reached that point where repairs were getting to be more than the worth of the car.
Mm-hmm.
So it just reached that tipping point, and we decided, you know what? We need to pull the trigger. And so we did. I went out and got a cool little blue car.
It's cobalt blue.
It's super
super blue.
And when you see it in person, you'll see it's intense. I like it.
Does it have those like specks of silver in it, like a boat?
It's not real metallic. Oh. No, it does have a bit of a metallic to it, but no, it's not. We looked at a dark gray one, which was super metallic, and I really liked the finish on that. It was a different model.
Okay.
And it had more miles on it, so we went with this one instead, and it's sweet, man. So that's my news.
I mean, really, the only thing that really came out was Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh yeah,
is coming out with a 1 hour like sequel special type thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to air sometime in 2018.
Nice,
but they've got the original voice cast together, so
yeah. Corey was telling me about that show on Friday. Did the announcement come out on Friday or Thursday?
I want to say
whatever day that was.
I posted that 2 days ago, so that would have been Thursday.
Thursday, okay. So he came over and he's like, "Oh, check it out." And me being the old guy who didn't watch 90s cartoons, I was like, "What is that? I don't know what that is." So he explained it all to me. So now I know.
He's a wallaby that lives with his dog Spunky.
And there's some like naughty stuff in that show.
It's very naughty.
Like, I can't believe they got away with some of that stuff.
It's quite randy, yeah.
That's pretty, because isn't he like a phone sex operator?
At one point, yes, he is.
That's amazing. On Nickelodeon.
And it's great because his it's either his neighbor or his boss's wife is the one that's like his like main customer.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Wow. That's crazy.
He also has a best friend who is a cow named Heifer.
Mm-hmm.
And who was raised by a group of wolves, and they eat meat all the time. So obviously he eats meat as well.
Weird.
Yeah. Bit weird.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's about it.
So it's just like a 1 hour special?
Yeah, just 1 hour special.
Interesting. That's a lot of work and it's just going to be on TV, right?
Yep, just pop it on Nickelodeon.
Wow.
Well, that's what they're doing with the Hey Arnold thing.
Oh, really?
They've got the Hey Arnold movie coming out this Thanksgiving, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And it's a continuation of like the series. They're like, all right, here's the movie that we promised, but the last movie didn't go very well, so we didn't make it. So now they're like, here's that movie after 10 years. Actually, it's been more than 10.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, like, Rocko's Modern Life ended in 96.
Really?
So it's been a while. Wow. It's like 93 to 96. So it hit that syndication level.
I was completely unaware of it.
It's all right.
I honestly don't know if we had cable during those years?
We did.
We were late to the cable game, and I don't know. We weren't real TV. I guess my brother was more than me, but I wasn't a real TV watcher. So I missed out on a lot of that stuff. Well, How is Cars 3 doing? Did you happen to look up that?
Fun fact. I did look up Cars 3. You're going to love this, Gavin.
Am I?
So
I doubt it.
It was #1 in the box office.
Okay.
For Thursday.
Uh-huh.
The week it came out. So Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Friday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
And then Tupac beat it?
Nope.
What?
Transformers beat it.
Oh, I didn't know Transformers came out.
Transformers destroyed it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like that series for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. But they don't get why I like Cars.
Yeah,
so.
it's a bunch of blow up stuff. Well, here's the thing. I was looking at the numbers on Mojo, and you could see that Wonder Woman, like the first day it came out, that first weekend, well, mainly that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Cars was doing good. Then Wonder Woman started catching back up, and it was like, I think it ended up only being like 15,000 above it on Wednesday. Right. And I was like, ooh.
That makes sense to me. I mean, Wonder Woman's a mega hit already. And Transformers
and it's new. I mean,
popular,
and people still have a bad taste in their mouth after Cars 2.
They do. And I get it. I totally get it. And it doesn't surprise me that this isn't like the hit of the summer. But, I hope people give it a chance. I hope they go out and at least try it. Because, honestly, I don't feel like you have to have really even seen the other two movies to enjoy this one. And
I think you kind of gotta, because there's that whole bit with Doc, and you're like, who's this guy?
Yeah, but they explain it all pretty well.
I think you don't have to see 2 to understand.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you still have to see 1.
I think you have to see one to have any sort of emotional involved.
Well, you're like, why is he with these random people in this podunk redneck town? Trying to quote South Park again.
That's a fair point. But anyway, I think it's different enough that even the people that...
Is he in love with that blue Porsche?
Bad taste.
I don't understand.
Yeah, he is. With the pinstriping tattoo.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just hope people give it a chance because I thought it was good. So...
Gavin was the only one.
All right, Gavin, main topic time?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so our final Juney-Tunes pick for the month of June was The Princess and the Frog, which, as you know, was Disney's very last traditionally animated film.
Yes.
It's the last time they did 2D animation in a feature film.
It's also...
Makes me sad.
It's also... Last time they don't go to the bayou, Gavin, they didn't let them go to the bayou no more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's
right. I know you know what I talk about over there.
Directed by the famous duo of Clements and Musker.
Oh, Clements and Musker over there.
We did so many of the other. Is this going to be the whole time?
Oh, yeah. Just want to be prepared.
So they've directed many a wonderful movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was highly music-based, as you can tell. Every other scene is a song in this movie.
And here's where we have a problem. There's too much music. There's too much music.
I kind of agree.
And the music isn't that good.
I disagree there.
Hold on. Isn't that good? I'm not saying that all the music is shite. There are a few good songs.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a bunch of not good songs.
Okay.
So that lessens the experience of the movie. Because you have these, like the Facilier song,
which is a good one,
the Grandma song,
Dig a Little Deeper.
Yeah,
Are you naming the good songs right now?
Yeah, I'm naming the good songs.
Okay, good. I was about to punch you in your face.
And then
almost there when she's singing in the beginning about her restaurant. That's good, right?
I didn't care about that.
Okay.
Those 2 songs. That's about it.
All right.
The rest of them are just kind of like, we put songs in because we could put songs in.
The When I'm Human?
Oh,
no?
That was...
What about Raymond singing about Evangeline?
Don't care.
So cute.
That was so stupid.
So,
you mean that was the Kiss the Girl song?
Well,
And the one where the other one that you were talking about, what was the one you said before?
Almost There?
Almost There. That's the Tangled one.
The When Will My Life Begin?
Yeah, it is.
That's kind of similar. So I agree with your first point. I do think that they're trying to shove music into too many spots.
And the comedy that they put in there, they were like, all right, so we're going to have like actual good comedy, and then we're going to do the slapstick comedy too, just because we can.
Well, yeah, you got to have a mix of that, I think, especially in an animated movie.
I don't know, do you?
I think you do.
Do you
For
have
the
to
American
have all that?
audience, yeah, you kind of do.
Did they have that in Frozen? Was
In
there a lot
Frozen?
of slapstick comedy
Yeah,
in
there was
Frozen?
everything Olaf did.
Oh, yeah, that's one character, but this was multiple characters doing it.
Okay. Well, you just asked if they did it in Frozen, and they did.
I guess. Ugh. I didn't care for it.
I know
It
you
was,
never like silly. You don't like. You just
no,
don't
I
like
don't.
silly.
I don't like
We've
silly.
defined it already, so we know that. But anyway, I mean I agree that there's too much music, but I feel like the music that they have, especially those highlight songs, are really good. My problem is that I don't feel like this song or this movie has a signature song. Like it doesn't have Part of Your World. It doesn't have Be Our Guest. It doesn't have just that real iconic song in it. And that's where I think I'm most disappointed by the music.
I don't think
Even though I
Zootopia
love
has
the music.
slapstick gags. I can't think of any.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
So that's why it's a good movie.
Well, that's why you like it more.
Yeah,
Yes,
Tangled.
that's true.
Tangled has some slapstick gags.
Interestingly enough, Princess and the Frog was technically a box office success, but it wasn't a huge success, which is part of the reason why it was the final 2D animated movie that they did. But it also they tested it among boys and girls. Boys didn't want to go see Princess and the Frog. They immediately thought, "Oh, this is a movie for girls." So they changed the name of the movie that was then in development called Rapunzel to Tangled, so that people wouldn't, like boys wouldn't say, "Oh, Rapunzel's a girl. We're not going to go watch another girl movie." They tried to trick all the boys by calling it Tangled.
And then all the boys
I thought that was
fell
very
in love with
interesting.
Mandy Moore, and they were like, "You're right, kids.
Yeah.
Disney at work."
I just thought that was interesting that the name of one movie and its success or perceived lack of success changed the name of their next movie.
That's the whole thing. I don't even know if it may or may not be a urban legend.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing with J.K. Rowling, the whole we've got this Harry Potter series, and we don't think young boys are going to want to read it from a female author, so we're going to call you J.K.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that.
That's what I had heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Audience,
it may
let me
be.
know.
It may be true.
It sounds like something a publisher would do.
Yeah. Huh.
Be like, let's see. Because, like, here's awesome, super cool superhero book by Mary Kelly. And you're like, Or if you put M. Kelly or MK whatever.
And see, that's
MK Awesome Man.
That kind of stuff.
MK Awesome. There you go. MK Awesome. MK Ultra. You could put MK.
Jones McCool.
Maybe not MK Ultra.
I don't know what you're doing.
You know MK Ultra? No, forget it. All right.
Of course I don't.
It's a good thing.
I don't get a Josh reference? Weird.
That's a historical reference.
Okay. I don't know the same history that you know. Anyway.
Of our country, Gavin. America.
Oh, I know very little of our history. Yeah. I should know more, but I seriously don't. I was in AP American History, and I did not pass. I did not pass. I forget what we were talking about after your tangent.
MK Ultra.
I was not talking about.
Oh, you're talking about boys not wanting to go see Tangled. Or see
and
Princess
then we
and the Frog.
moved on after that. And,
No.
okay. The changing J.K. Rowling's
yeah.
name. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's been happening. The powers that be believe that the American audience is
if you
too
watch
dumb.
Angel, they call those the PTBs.
Oh, that's right. And I mean, I think of, in music, it's been happening for ages. So like Richie Valens, the guy that wrote La Bamba, Ricardo Valenzuela is his name, but they said, no, you can't be Ricardo Valenzuela in the 1950s in America and have any success. You're now Richie. I mean, they do that, and I hate that. I think that's dumb. Now, changing the name of a movie, that's different to me than changing a person's name.
Yeah,
because,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, Norma Jean, they're like, nah, we need to come up with something sexier. You're Marilyn Monroe now. It's just like, I don't know, whatever. Norma Jean would have been just as sexy if that's what we saw. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a total tangent.
Well, here's the thing: we're not in that business.
Right.
I'm
True.
sure it makes
true.
tons of sense from a marketing perspective.
Exactly.
But
yeah, maybe we're
from
just total rubes,
from a
and we don't know.
perspective,
Perspective.
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean,
okay.
I mean, actually, it does kind of make some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, well, you got to sell, and I mean, if you've got, Boring McGee, or you can just like say this is Boring McGee.
Boring McGee or Jones McCool. You go Jones McCool every time.
Well, it's like that Eddie Izzard skit where he's like, how'd they come up with the name Engelbert Humperdinck? It's like, and he's going through all these names, and he's like, Engelbert Humperdinck. He's like, wait, go back, that one. It's like, how did we know?
Fantastic. Okay, so we've kind of started backwards from where we
talked about the music.
We did music.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me your impressions of the story?
It was cookie cutter.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Right.
And I mean, that's the thing that Disney has, because Disney doesn't really like to take chances with a lot of stuff. They like to do the same thing over and over and over. They did different with Zootopia. I'm talking about their princess stuff. Their princess stuff is pretty cookie cutter.
Well, a lot of it. They're drawing from the fairy tale though, so they're not.
Well,
it's not like
I'm also talking, but they can reinvent it.
They clearly did.
I mean, and they like
the princess becomes the frog in this one.
Exactly, but it's still
right.
We still have these steps that we have to hit. It's like with their Marvel stuff. Like, I'm just gonna put Disney as a whole on this one.
I can tell. Since you're already in Marvel land.
They don't take chances with their stuff. Like, none of the, if you watch like the Marvel superhero stuff, there's never a sense that any of these characters are ever in any sort of danger. It's not there. You know that they're gonna win, and there's no sort of, oh well, this could happen. Like, honestly, this movie would have been better if they would have stayed frogs at the end. I think that probably would have been better. I thought you were going to say
that. I actually, during the movie, I thought he's going to want them to stay frogs.
Yeah. I think it would have been fine. Because, technicality. Oh, you married me, now you're a prince. Technically, you didn't yet. If you would have kissed a second time, then yes. Because technically,
by the time
here's the thing. The marriage is also not consummated.
The kiss lingered, though.
But the marriage isn't consummated.
At some point, they're kissing.
Does kissing in Moldonia, whatever, does that consummate a marriage? I don't know.
I don't.
So here's
the
thing.
Rules
the rules are weird, but yeah, I don't know. That would have been cooler. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Disney doesn't like to really take chances too much.
Okay.
If they can, spit out the same thing over and over, and people are going to go see it, that's what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you do get really good gems every now and then. But this was just the same cookie cutter stuff that we always see from them, and it was quite boring. Like, I knew what was going on the whole entire time. I'm like, yeah, this is... Alligator's obviously going to play because that's what he wants to do.
Right.
That's going to happen. They're going to fall in love with each other. That's going to happen.
Right.
There's no...
But wait. Okay, yeah, you figure that out. But do you want them to fall in love with each other? Like, you want that, right?
I guess.
Like, isn't it like, oh, okay, they're not supposed to, but we can tell they are, and let's watch them fall in love?
Well, it's maybe, I suppose. I mean, there
would
could
you
just
prefer if he had gone back and married the ditzy blonde girl?
I would prefer it if he just would have been like, all right, cool, I'm back, peace out. I'm gonna go continue being my wanderer lifestyle. Like, I want to be the bachelor forever. And you're like, all right, you go do that, dude.
You do that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that, and there's nothing wrong with her wanting to work and
right,
have like live her dream. Because I mean, she wants to live her dream, he wants to live his dream, and it's like,
yeah.
Like, there's no problem with either one of those options. So I mean, but again, they had to go, this is what we're doing, because I mean, it works. So here you go.
Yeah. Well, you talked about nobody was ever in peril, but 2 characters in this movie die. So there was some
3
peril.
characters die.
3?
Her dad dies.
Yeah, her dad and Raymond.
Her dad dies in the war.
Oh, Facilier dies. Well, he's taken to the other side. We don't know that he dies.
Dead.
I would assume he's dead. But...
They done consumed his soul.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's one of them now on the other side.
Well, that's
one of his friends on the other side. I don't know. I don't know if it's
here's
dead
here's
or
the
if
thing.
they're in some weird voodoo realm.
That's not peril because it's a Disney movie and somebody has to die.
I know. And it's
that
funny.
is 100%.
The first time I watched the movie and it starts with her with two parents, I was like, wait a second.
Right?
One of these is about to die.
When I was sitting there and I was like,
yeah.
Something's gonna
that's
happen because part of me was like, I wonder if she's gonna be an orphan after this or something like that.
It's such a weird thing that they do, and there's got to be a reason.
Disney's a bunch of homewreckers.
We've talked about it before. I feel like they don't want to spend the time to create a convincing parental unit, and on top of that, they need the main character to have some sort of backstory of struggle in order for us to immediately accept them as more heroic or, rootable. I think these are just kind of theories of mine.
I'm going to tangent real quick.
Sure.
What are some Disney movies where the parents are alive the whole time?
Let's see.
Because we've got Tangled, Zootopia, Cinderella.
There's only like
not
four,
Cinderella. I'm sorry, Sleeping Beauty.
Not Cinderella.
I meant Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan. That's a good one. Hercules.
Yeah, he had his both parents.
2 sets of parents, all alive.
I'm surprised since it's Superman. I'm surprised they didn't do a Jonathan Kent and kill his mortal dad.
Emperor's New Groove. I mean,
did he have parents in that?
Well, I'm saying Pacha and his wife are parents to their kids.
No, I'm talking about
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's
there's very few.
It doesn't
no, it's clearly a Disney thing, and it's been noted, for decades. That's kind of one of their tools that they use, and it is fascinating.
It seems like we get lazy after a while. It's like, oh, wonder which parent's gonna die in this one. Like, who's gonna die in Coco?
They're all dead already in Coco.
This is also true. What's the next Disney movie that comes out?
Gigantic, I think.
Who's gonna die in Gigantic? I bet it's gonna just be he and his mom. His dad's dead. Or is it we don't ever talk to his dad. It's just gonna be he and his mom.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. Yeah.
It's just so stupid.
Because isn't the original fairy tale just him and his mom? Yeah. So I mean, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I
maybe
get
Disney
it.
will flip
my
it.
My problems with the story, to get back to kind of our main topic here, is I feel like it's like it just cuts from one scene to the next. It's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, there
boom,
are
boom,
a lot
scene. They rush the story in the beginning, especially. And
they
every time I rewatch
too much in.
I agree. They never just let the story kind of unfold and develop. They're trying to see, this is what happens. See, this is what happens next. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. It's like, okay, we get it. I felt like Josh for many moments in this movie. I'm like, we get it. Let's get to the froggy part, because I forget that it's like the first third of that movie until they turn into frogs.
Yeah, there's no frogs.
It's like we've already set everything up. What are we waiting for? Having seen it many times. It's interesting. This is a classic example of what I'm now experiencing watching movies since we started this show. I'm rewatching things for the first time since starting this show from a totally new perspective, and I found myself criticizing the heck out of this movie.
How come? Here's another thing. We're gonna go to art. Are we done with the story?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Art-wise,
Mm-hmm.
so this is the last whatever. How come they did that thing that they used to do in like the 40s and 50s, where they would draw this background or whatever, and it be completely animated differently? Like, it just doesn't move. It looked like someone like literally drew it, and but they didn't do anything with it. They just keep it in the foreground, because at the very beginning, we have that shot, and it looks like something out of I don't even know,
Lady
101 Dalmatians,
okay.
or something like that. We have this, or Peter Pan. Peter Pan's a great example. So we have this we go into the her nursery, I guess, whatever,
right.
And we have this front thing at the very beginning, and then behind that is our actual setting. And I'm like, why did they do that? This is 2009.
You know,
it doesn't make any sense. Did we do that in Lion King? No, we didn't.
There was some of that in Lion King. There was,
but not glaring,
like that.
not
like
glaring,
that.
not at the foreground.
Here's what I
in the
think...
background, yeah, but not like boom right in your face. This is the first thing that you see.
Yeah,
and then they kept doing it, and I was like, "What is this?"
Here's what was happening at the studio at that time. It had been 5 years since their last 2D animated film, which was a mega flop. It's a movie you've never seen called Home on the Range.
It's the one with the cows.
That is
with
correct.
Rosie
it's on
O'Donnell.
the forum. No, Roseanne Barr.
What did I say?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Same thing.
I see what you did there. Okay, so
what did I do?
They're coming off of that. They're coming off of that total failure, and they're saying, okay, we need to come up with a hit here. It's got to be 2D, but it's got to harken back. It's got to like reattach people to our Disney past, all the greatness of the past, I think.
Yeah.
And so the very scene that you're talking about,
go back to the Renaissance, not
scene,
go back to the freaking Stone Age.
Well, okay. That's a fair point. But the scene that you're talking about, and many of the scenes in this, the backgrounds were actually CG made to look 2D. And that was one of them. I agree. I totally agree.
Ugh.
I don't necessarily like that choice. All of those scenes, especially any of the high angle scenes of New Orleans, were tons of CG made to look like 2D. And you could tell because they were like static, like those train cars were just static pieces that they were just sliding through the cell. And I didn't like any of that. But when it came down to closer shots, and especially when we got to the bayou, I feel like all of that artwork is so beautiful. The colors and the lighting, and I mean, it just seemed like there was magic everywhere.
Like, I saw the color and everything, and I understand where you're coming from because you like that stuff. I was just like, yeah, we get a song. Of course we do. That's where we get all of our colors, is in a song.
Well, there was colors throughout, though. I mean, even
but we get really nice colors because we get really nice colors when we're floating down the bayou, and then we get really nice colors when we're fireflies and we're singing, and then we get some more other colors when we dig a little deeper and we got colors there, and it's just like.
And the Shadow Man has his own neon colors.
Yeah, I'm like, can we just maybe just not do?
Well, I mean, they did that in the Lion King. I mean, you get all those cool like reds and greens and Be Prepared, and you get all the crazy colors, and I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Yeah. I mean, it's not a unique thing just to this movie.
But Lion King also only has like 5 songs, maybe.
Yeah, it's not nearly as many.
It doesn't have, this was like Disney, like, how many songs take a soundtrack? 16? Let's do it! That's what they did.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and we said at the beginning, it was overkill on the songs. I agree. Too many songs.
Yeah, but like the style, I was just like, ugh. I can understand why Disney wanted to move away from this.
What about the characters, though?
I felt nothing. Here's the thing. I felt nothing. If I don't feel anything, any sort of connection with any of the characters, I don't care about the characters. I didn't really get any sort of connection from anything because I was just like, yeah, I know how this is going to go. Like 5 seconds into the movie, you're just like, okay, I got it. I already got how this movie's going to play out.
Right. It's not a mystery film.
No, it's not. But I mean, it's one of those. Make it a little bit exciting, for the audience. This was, like I said, it's the play safe route, and I don't know. I'm kind of bored with the play safe route.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really like a whole bunch of Disney. It's not a lot of play safe. But I mean, they did not play safe in Lion King because they're like, yeah, let's kill the dad on screen. Why not?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I mean, I liked Facilier. I thought he was pretty cool.
He's a cool villain.
He was really good. He's pretty up there.
I like him a lot. You can totally meet him on the riverboat at Disneyland when we go. Yes.
I'll get my
and he's awesome.
I'm gonna be like, oh, Facilier, we're going to the bayou, we're gonna get codfish at 2 feet.
We should make that happen. We should get you over there and see if he's gonna be there.
But I mean, I guess I kind of like the best friend was freaking hilarious.
The best friend. Oh, the Which best friend are you talking about?
Mayor's, the guy's daughter.
Oh,
the blonde chick. She is
really?
funny. She is a little firecracker.
Oh my gosh,
she is great.
See, she's the most annoying part of the movie.
Oh no,
for
she's
me.
annoying, but I loved it. I was like, it's so stupid. She's like, ah! I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's a perfect character.
Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect juxtaposition for Tiana. Yeah, it's great, and that's my biggest problem.
I didn't care for any of the animals.
Okay, apparently you guys are best friends, and one of you is fabulously wealthy and has no consideration of the cost of anything because you can just throw money around. Your best friend is slaving away at 2 jobs, trying to just scrimp and save every little penny.
Well, here's the thing, though.
To get this restaurant, it's like, come on, help your friend out.
Well, here's the thing: if she doesn't really understand the value of money, it's like she probably doesn't get the fact that, she just likes to work.
Yeah,
she probably doesn't understand.
I get it. I'm just surprised.
She's been silver spooned.
Tiana's pride keeps her from
asking
for a loan or
because she has to do it herself.
I get it, but it's just like there's something fundamentally wrong about this picture. Wake up, you stupid blonde. Help your friend out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying she's like the best character ever. I just thought she was funny.
What did you think about Lewis?
Which one's Lewis?
The super fat alligator.
I didn't like like I said, I didn't like any of the animals. I didn't care. I was just like, yeah, I get it. You're a big fat alligator who wants to play. So guess what? You're somehow gonna do it.
So Facilier is the only one you really liked.
What's the prince?
Naveen.
Yeah, Naveen. Sure, why not?
Do you like him or not?
Not particularly.
Well, then we'll say sure.
Commit,
Josh. Commit.
Okay, then no.
All right.
It's like,
I like it.
Let's go ahead and do generic prince. I mean, Flynn did it better.
He's not generic prince. He's the prince. He's the hunkiest. He's the best.
I know.
He's the funniest.
Who?
Flynn.
I know. That's why I said Flynn did it better.
I know. I'm saying you're understating it. He did everything better.
Technically, he wasn't a prince at the time.
He pretty much should have been. He's the best.
He didn't get married until The Short, which came out years later.
I know.
So
he was always a prince to me.
Oh, right. He's the prince of my heart. May not be a prince on paper. He didn't hear, though.
All right. So I think we've kind of covered all the bases.
I mean, is there anything else?
I mean, no. We talked about the music. We talked about the art. We talked about the story, characters. You did your Cajun accent several times.
I don't even know what that was. That was just a bunch of random bloops.
So yeah, man. How many Dipper Pines you giving this one?
Well, I'm gonna dig a little deeper for this one and give it 2 Dipper Pines.
Woo, 2. That's pretty low.
This dumb flick this ought to be gonna go taking out the gators in the bayou. We're gonna go give it to them. They're gonna go blum 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 blum.
You good?
Yes, sir.
When I start, are you going to cut me off?
No, sir. I think I'm going to do right now.
You promise?
Yes, I'm going to do.
All right, so I'm going to give this one... I still enjoy it. So... 3.5. No, not that high.
Ooh.
I'm going 3. 3 Jiminy Crickets on this one.
Yeah.
Middle of the road for me.
Yeah,
it used to be... It's weird. This one, when I first saw it, was kind of low. And then I kind of grew to love it. And now it's just like it's kind of fallen back down again.
It's very
now that I'm looking at it with a
blah.
critical eye, I just don't think it stands up. And I think that's a big reason why they don't do any 2D anymore. It's sad because they had a long track record of good 2D.
Yeah.
But Big Hero 6 was good. Zootopia was good.
Zootopia was very good.
Tangled was good.
Tangled was good.
Yep.
All of those movies have one thing in common.
What's that?
I don't know.
But they probably do. You're right.
Alan Tudyk?
Was he entangled? I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was in the bar somewhere. They got like 30,000 people in that thing.
Yeah, he might have been.
We'll have to check that.
All right.
He was at least in 2 of them.
Top 5 time?
Top 5.
Top 5.
I'm going to go to Bayou. Go to top 5.
And now, for another Top 5.
All right, we're going to do something a little bit different this week. The top 5 is gonna be a one combined top 5.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Joint top 5.
A one combined.
Top
5.
You know, you invent new terms all the time, and it's great because you're changing the English language with every episode. It's a beautiful thing. Yes,
one combined.
One combined.
So this week it's gonna be our top 5. What the fudge? Disney?
Is it all Disney?
They're all Disney.
Pretty much, and Pixar. So
they're the same company.
This is kind of like a conceptual thing we're doing here, and we just want to play with the format a little bit and see if we can come up with some different things to do for our top 5s. So this is experiment number 1. So yeah, this is our top 5.
It's our one combined
animation questions about continuity, or how does that work, or what the about
what the frack, because we're watching Battlestar Galactica.
There we go.
Those Cylons.
All right.
Oh, Starbuck, you turned out to be a Cylon at the end. Spoilers.
That's all right. You don't need to do a spoiler alert.
Biggest spoiler, though, was when you found out that Boomer was a Cylon. And you were like, oh, what? She's a Cylon?
Man,
and you're like, oh my goodness gracious.
I didn't know you liked that show.
Yeah.
You like that show? Cool.
Watched all that show.
Did you like the original show with Dirk Benedict?
I was all right with Dirk Benedict. I was not a fan of Dirk Benedict.
Okay.
I was a fan of Apollo.
Oh, I got you.
Everyone likes Starbuck, but I was like, oh no, he goes on chips.
Nice.
That was him, right? He was with
yes.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Eric Estrada.
Yes. All right. Let's get to it. This is going to be weird. We need to just rip the Band-Aid off.
Hold on. Let me roll for initiative here. Let's see who gets to go first. That was you.
Okay. All right. Question number 1. It regards proportions. So, is Mickey Mouse the biggest mouse in the world, or is Pluto the smallest dog in the world?
Well, according to Scary Movie logic, a mouse is in the house and a rat is outside.
Okay.
So, technically, he's Mickey Rat.
Okay.
Whenever he's, out in the parks.
All right.
But whenever he's, inside, then he's Mickey Mouse. So I would assume that he is the world's biggest rat mouse. Or one could say the world's biggest mouse rat.
Good job, Andy Dwyer. So I guess that kind of follows, because when you see him in the park, he's human-sized.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
And so a dog would be regular size.
There's a human inside of him. Spoilers.
Right. Spoilers. So
and
that's
all of his
weird.
stuff, he drives stuff. He interacts with he does kind of interact with real people.
Right.
So I mean, yeah.
What is the thought process though? Like, okay, you've got this mouse cartoon, and he's very successful. And there's a production meeting, I assume, and they say, should Mickey have a pet dog? Like, that to me is weird.
And if he has a pet dog, should the dog be able to talk? Because we have everything else that talks.
Everything else talks,
We have a duck. We have a weird cow thing. That's
He's a
it's
goof.
called a goof. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing.
You don't have to accept it. Yeah, that's weird.
Accept
that he just
logic.
He just barks and roughs.
You see these books behind me? It's for knowledge.
Yeah, Harry Potter and Dan Brown, a lot of knowledge in there.
Knowledge.
Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, dude.
Game of Thrones is for other. That's
so we're saying that Mickey
is
is just a huge mouse / rat.
He's a rat mouse.
He's a huge rodent, a rodent of unusual size.
Oh, like from Corpse Party.
No. Princess
Bride.
All right. Decided. Mickey's just a huge freaking mouse.
Rat.
All right. Here's the second question.
Number 2.
This is one that I've been thinking about for years. Who potty trained Ariel? I mean, come on. She's a fish her whole life, and then all of a sudden she's got the lower half.
Well, here's the thing.
A girl.
Here's the thing. Do mermaids have that string thing like fish?
I don't know.
When the excrement is there like that string.
I have no idea how mer people.
And if she sees it, she's like, "Oh, this is a fiddle faddle." Like, does that happen?
She asks the seagull what it's called.
We're like, "Oh, that's a." I don't know what the seagull sounds like.
Not like that, but that's funny.
Oh yeah, he does. He does
isn't
like
that Buddy Hackett that does that? I think it's Buddy Hackett.
Sure. Davy Crockett. himself.
No, seriously. Like, somebody in Eric's castle had to be like, oh, your girl just kind of let it all flow.
She's just walking and she's like, out.
It's like this had to happen at some
point. She had to
change
dresses like 15 times because the bottom of it is just gross.
I don't know.
That's why then you never see Ariel from the back because it's just like covered.
It's all just stained. I don't know. This struck me about 10 years ago, and I haven't been able to watch that movie without thinking of it. Like, there's got to be a process here, right? I don't know. It's the unanswerable question, but I just always ask it.
I'm sure there's somebody. Like, you think the first time Eric... Like, do they try and keep it away from Eric?
Probably.
Because they're like, oh, she just... Oh my gosh, clean it up, quick.
Yeah.
or does she feel comfortable like whenever she just like hops in the water?
That was your theory that you came up with the other day. Yeah, I could see her like running off to the beach every time she needs to use the restroom.
Well, because like here's the thing. I mean, like she's seen humans in the world before. Eric was not the first human that she ever saw.
Right.
So I mean, like she's seen humans, and humans skinny dip all the time because this is what the 1600s or wherever this is.
Probably, yeah.
So I mean, they're like swimming around. I mean, I'm sure she's like seeing stuff because people go to the bathroom in water. I've been to pools. It happens.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm sure that's what was going on. So she
the
saw
most
it. She was like,
scenario,
"Oh, so people go in the water
just
when
like
they have to
me.
go to the bathroom." Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've answered the question.
But
she runs into the ocean to use the restroom.
But they are using her home as a bathroom.
Well, so is she.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I mean,
she lives there. She can. These are just a bunch of invaders,
right?
Coming over, pooping in her backyard.
All right, so I think we've answered it. Mermaid or not, she poops in the sea. All right,
poop in the sea.
All right, here's one that you came up with.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's a really good one. And it has to do with my favorite movie, Pinocchio.
This is a part one of what I came up with.
Right.
Actually, this is part two.
Pinocchio.
Part one was more important.
Right. But we're going with this one. Pinocchio. He's still a little wooden boy. Basically a puppet who has been animated by the Blue Fairy. And he goes to Pleasure Island. And he is sucking on cigars.
Right.
And sucking down beers. And somehow this makes a boy made of wood sick, as it would a real boy.
Because here's the thing. He doesn't have any lungs.
He doesn't have a stomach either.
He doesn't have a stomach. He can't physically breathe. So I'm not sure how he's puffing on cigars in the first place.
Right.
It makes no sense.
And what is that nicotine and smoke like absorbing into?
If he was doing that, if he was actually able to go like and actually inhale and everything, then I'm sure there's like a little ash down there, and like he's like slowly burning him alive. So it's gonna be like
it's Alien. All charred in there,
and it's like Alien, and they're like, and it's like gonna like burn itself out of him. That would be pretty cool.
He's got a little ember going in there, just slowly burning.
It's like those.
Out.
It's like those. They're like, this is your lungs. This is your lungs when you smoke, and it's just like black. It's like that's exactly what his are. They're just like covered in soot.
Yeah. I can see that. But it also produces tears. Like his eyes tear up when he does that too. So somehow he's bringing forth water from his wooden body as well. There's all kinds of biological functions that are happening which you wouldn't expect from an enchanted puppet.
Yeah. And other questions arise.
If
you want to know the other questions that Josh has about Pinocchio,
DM him.
DM either Josh L. Kane or the Animation Station podcast, and I'll get right back to you.
So I have to assume that part of the enchantment is because part of it is you have to learn right from wrong, which means if you do wrong, there's consequences. And I think part of that is enchanted into him are the consequences of his actions.
Well, here's another
if he
thing,
does something that would make a real boy puke.
Did she teach him how to breathe?
I think that was innate. You don't have to teach anybody to breathe, so I think that's part of the
you
package.
do. When you pull the baby out, you got to spank it, so like, oh god.
That's
so
not teaching it to breathe. That's just startling it.
It's teaching it to open its mouth and go.
I mean, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she did. Maybe that's a cutscene that we didn't.
She held him over. She's like, bam.
You're now awake. I don't know, but I feel like it makes sense to me that he will have to, pay for his wrongdoings, and part of that is if you smoke and drink as a 10-year-old kid or however old you are, you're going to get sick.
But how do you get the water?
What water?
In his eyes.
Oh, the tears? Just that's pure magic. I don't know.
everything else in this is purely logical.
What
it's like,
throws
oh, it's
this-
just magic.
What completely throws this off the rails, though, is that in the next third of the movie after that, he's underwater, breathing water and talking, and he's fine. All those scenes underwater, he's just fine. So he either has lungs or he doesn't, and I don't know.
Here's another thing. It's a stupid cartoon.
Oh,
and
you
there
had to
we
go
go.
there.
Yep.
I knew you were going to do that. All right, so that one I think we left undecided.
I got no sense in my script. Yeah, so
All right, here's another one that you came up
that is my
with.
other one. The most important question on this list, one might
And
say.
it comes from another favorite of mine, The World of Cars. Josh likes to have reasons for things. And as we drove home from Cars 3, he posed this brilliant question. Who built Radiator Springs?
Who does that?
Or the entire world
They don't
they
have
live in.
hands or anything like that. The only thing that they have are have forklifts. And
Yeah.
that's about it.
They're the most useful cars in the world in
But
those
yet,
movies.
somehow, they're able to do screws and all
Bricks
this
and
crazy
mortar
stuff.
and all
They
kinds of
somehow
things.
created LED lights in Japan.
Yeah.
How?
It's a mystery. And how are the cars themselves created? Because they
How are
talk
they
about
able to refine oil?
parts being discontinued in the second movie. So
Mm-hmm.
clearly they still come from factories. Who's running the factories?
Or here's the thing. Is it just one big, whenever a car dies, do they just is the donor list massive? Because they just kill them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we'll just strip them for parts.
Right.
And it just turns into a chop. Is that what it is? A funeral parlor is just a chop shop?
Yeah, exactly. It's the body shop.
Then here's the
shop.
questions. Who chops it?
Who does anything in this world?
Makes no sense.
All they do is
It's
hang out,
so
man.
dumb.
It's like Friends. None of them have actual jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes no
You just
sense.
can't deal with pure fantasy situations where there's not a set of rules that
There
define the
needs
universe.
to be rules.
in
America
a lot
runs
of
on Duncan.
senses-
That's a rule. The Dallas
man.
Cowboys are America's favorite team. That's a rule.
Oh wow,
They're America's team.
I'm failing that one.
What else?
Apple pie.
Apple pie. That's where
a rule.
everything's American. Baseball is America's pastime.
Not anymore.
Football, you play college on Saturday, pro on Sunday, sometimes
Oh, they've
Monday.
messed that one up.
Yeah, they do.
'Cause there's
They
Thursdays
play it on
and
Thursday now.
Fridays and
It's
who knows
bizarre.
what else.
High school football is usually always Friday.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. Coach,
Clear eyes, full hearts,
can't lose.
can't lose. All right, so that one's completely undecided. Nobody knows how anything gets done in Radiator Springs or the
Or just
greater
the
world
world.
of cars.
Who built that awesome stadium?
It's magical.
Who built
Yeah.
that? Who built the cameras from the camera flashes that they have?
Everything.
No.
None of it is real. All right, so this last one is one that we've kind of jointly come up with because we both kind of discussed it with each other for the first time together, I think. And it's from Beauty and the Beast. And we're thinking about all of the enchanted objects around the castle who were the servants, and they all became pieces of furniture or cutlery or candlesticks or whatever. And there are certain areas of the castle, like I think it's his study,
Yeah.
where it's
In the north wing or whatever.
It's just all splintered furniture and destroyed
Yeah,
objects.
there's destroyed
and
furniture in there.
So the question here is, was that anybody?
The other question
Surely
is,
there's some
is
carnage in there.
everything in that castle, is it people?
Right. And if
Like
it is,
all of those, cups had faces. So all of
Yeah.
those were Chip's brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. And she even says, "And with your brothers and sisters."
Yep.
So all of those
Good Mrs.
are.
Potts.
Thank you. That's my Murder She Wrote. Angela Lansbury. Is that Angela
Yep,
Lansbury?
it
Oh, look
sure
at that.
is.
I know
Good
things. Shout out to Murder She Wrote. Can I get a Murder She Wrote shirt?
Josh, this is a free country, man. You can get whatever you want,
I
buddy.
should get a Murder She Wrote
Do it.
shirt. If
I
anyone
like
knows how
it.
to get a Murder She Wrote shirt, let me know. What are we talking about?
The carnage in the
the
Beast
carnage.
Castle.
So like everything is, I don't know. It's so
That
it's
one room
bizarre.
where it's like in the West Wing or whatever, where he keeps the rose and the magic mirror.
That's where Rob Lowe and like Charlie Sheen live. Not Charlie
Right.
Sheen. Anthony.
Yeah.
Nope.
Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
Yeah. Anyway, in the Beast Castle in the
Poor
West
Emilio.
Wing,
He didn't get the Sheen. He didn't get a Sheen.
he was a mighty duck. He's fine.
Coach Gordon Bombay. Ducks fly together, bro.
Yeah, Flying V. Man, Disney
Goldberg!
reference. I like it. Oh my gosh. So here's the question that we also came up with. So if some poor unfortunate soul was destroyed by the Beast in his little study in all that carnage, when that curse is lifted, is it just a bloodbath all of a sudden?
Like,
is it like The Shining in there?
Yeah, like he opens the door and it's like,
It's like blood floods out of there.
Like, here's the thing. Do you think Beast is like, oh man, I'm gonna go show Belle. I'm gonna get that the rest of that rose. We're gonna put him in a scrapbook. And he opens the door. He's like,
West Wing closed forever.
yeah, and he's like, don't ever go there.
Don't
Just
go
don't.
there.
I'm telling you, don't do it.
In fact, we're building a new castle. It's going to be higher up on the hill. This one will just
Do you think what's the candlestick? Lumiere and his that chip that he was banging. Do you think they go and they're like, oh, we were going here and say, oh my god, and you're just like, he's like, sacre bleu, there is gore everywhere.
That would be fantastic. Like, I wish
that was a crappy French accent.
No, it was spot on. I believed you were from France there for a second. I wish people would go back, like people who have legitimate like production levels and animation skills, and just animate some of these theories for us. That would be amazing. I want to see.
You should
the
draw
aftermath.
You should draw him. You should just like show Belle opening up the door. That's what. This is one thing that I wish you would do, but I don't ever think you will because you never have time. If you did like a 4-panel, just a little boom, 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 boom comic. So
I've thought about
you
that.
could literally have like, oh, let's go and we'll go see Beast in the Blind. She opens the door and it's just like,
that like who are the groundskeepers? We don't meet anybody that works on the ground, so it's like let's go get the gardeners. They were in the West Wing last we saw them, and they open the door. Apparently, everybody's British now. They open the doors and it's like,
well, yeah,
oh
because
my God.
it's Beauty and the Beast. Therefore, everyone is British.
Right, exactly.
In France, in this provincial French cottage town, and they're
so
like,
lame.
there's English people everywhere.
I just like the idea of it being like The Shining and the Beast opening that door.
Oh yeah.
Whew. All right, that's our 5 questions, man. I thought that was good.
Do you guys have 5 questions?
Good banter. Yeah, send us your weird Disney questions like
what
that.
the fudge? Disney questions.
Exactly. Is there a weird continuity issue you've always questioned, or
What happened to Hero's parents?
how'd they do that? Question. Yeah, they never say, do they?
Were Simba and Nala brother and sister?
They probably were.
They totally were.
A half brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the circle of life right there.
Yes,
it really
it
is.
I mean, literally the circle, because you know Mufasa, he went around in a circle. He was just like, you.
And that's biology.
He's like, it's Monday. That means Sarabi. Tuesday, Nala's mom.
It's like Big Love.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, man. Well, anything else? We're gonna do any shout outs? You got anybody you like out there in the universe?
Shout out to Cloud City Cast for being cool guys.
I got a shout out when you're done.
Okay, go ahead, do your shout out.
I just wanted to shout out the guys over at Podcateers, one of our favorite podcasts that we listen to.
That's Hazen
and Mario and Javier. Those guys are awesome and entertaining and hilarious. I enjoy their episodes every single week. They're on Wednesdays. So you can listen to us on Mondays and you can listen to them on Wednesdays, and no overlap. It's nice.
Yeah, and let's do our good friends Cloud City Cast on whenever they decide to pop one out.
Mondays and Thursdays, right?
Yeah, maybe. Who
Is
knows?
it kind of random right now?
Yeah.
They
didn't do one. They didn't do one last Monday.
Because
there were power outages. And then their Thursday one came out on Friday, so it's like, pick a time.
Yeah, well,
maybe you can just do one a week.
It's up to them. They can do one a week. Whatever. We're doing like 2 every week since like the beginning of May. Pretty much.
Have we?
Yeah, we did 2 every week in May, and so far 2 every week in June.
Yeah, I suppose. That's the thing.
Anyway, Podcateers, I just wanted to throw them some love because they threw me some love on their last episode, talking about my piece that's going to be at D23. So, anyway, everybody should come try and find us at D23 and say hello. We'd love to meet you. All you people that are going to be at D23.
Do have a couple things in the pipe.
Ooh.
Episode and guest-wise.
Nice.
Not going to say everything.
Okay.
Because we haven't filmed them yet.
Also, we want to keep some anticipation going.
But we'll just say a certain short film that's getting a lot of buzz.
Yes.
We are having the creators on. Tentatively. Having the creators.
Very excited for that if that happens.
And then Josh is going to reunite with a childhood hero.
Oh.
Tentatively. Reuniting.
Will Josh
Is it David Tennant? It's not David Tennant.
Josh will quiver and then melt into a puddle.
Yeah, this would be and it's not who you got. Well, I don't know if you know who I think. If you listen to this show, you'll think it's one person, but it's really somebody else.
Right.
It's not Johnny Young Bosch. Spoilers.
The mystery thickens.
It's somebody else.
That's cool, man.
Just listen to all my top fives. He's like the show's in there all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Exciting, man.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm stoked for that one. I am not prepared at all.
You should get prepared.
I need to get a bunch
I would recommend
get my
preparation. Not preparation.
We got our questions for we got our question. We got our questions for the other one. What?
Your response,
right? We got our questions for the other one done.
Cool.
So that one's easy.
Awesome.
But this one, I'm just kind of like, it still like hasn't sunk in. Like it's not gonna sink in until like Wednesday, and I'll be like, oh my god, like that.
Nice. All right, dude. I think that about wraps it up.
All right, Gavin, we're gonna find.
They can find me currently in Rapunzel's Tower, where everybody is really, really sleepy. But if you're on the social media sites,
Pascal, be quiet.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art.
Rapunzel, you and Flynn, I don't want to hear it again.
Go to bed.
You're supposed to put the what's it called?
I don't know.
The sock on the door. You put the sock on the door so we know not to come.
You couldn't think of sock? It is getting late.
Well, no, it was like you also put like a headband thing on there, like the little scrunchie. You put the scrunchie on there.
I miss scrunchies.
Right? They were fun.
They were fun.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast and on Twitter at Animate Podcast.
You can find us on the web at animationstationpodcast.com and also on iTunes and Stitcher. We have a Facebook page as well, Animation Station Podcast on Facebook. And
we be tumbling at Animation Station Podcast as well.
We be tumbling.
You tumble us, we tumble you all night long, girl.
Or
boy. You know, I tumble whoever.
Whoa.
This is America.
It's getting late and honest up in here. Ooh.
What are we doing?
We're closing the show, man.
Okay.
Before you say anything else.
What the... Disney. All right, is that it?
That's it.
No, all right, it's for the Animation Station Podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
I'm going to go down to the bayou.
Made you look.
Bye-bye, little butterfly.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.
It's slowly breaking. It's slowly dying.
Come on, the laptop. You got to hang in there, buddy.
I got friends on the other side.
So what all did you see at SoonerCon? Like, what? Describe this convention to me.
This convention was pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, they fitted in the Sheraton, so, I mean, you don't have a lot of... Or the Marriott. Which one of those down in Midwest City has like the ballroom?
I don't know.
Is it
Never
the
been to a
convention
single
center?
hotel down there. It's
Belgies.
got a hall
Yeah,
big enough for a small convention.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. I honestly didn't know what to expect going there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird.
Sounds like you guys found enough neat stuff to look at and experience.
There was a lot of art stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just very limited stuff where I was like, man, like if you guys got a table here, anybody can have a table here.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, sure. That's why I was like, Gavin, dude, you make a killing over here. Because like, there's like people that like literally
I need to get into that, like, at least into the circuit of like, here's the upcoming cons around the country.
You gotta search for it.
I know. I just never have. I need to though because these things keep popping up.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like $150 to get a table there. I bet.
Dude, if these guys spent $150, I'd be impressed if they spent that
Really?
much. Because like one of the dudes literally. It looked like he had like just drawn them, but it looked like I had just drawn them, and I was like, "Huh." I was like, "You and Ryan are way better than he was," and I was like, "Really? And you're wanting like $30 for this?"
Wow.
It's like, "Oh, sure, bro. You do that. You do you."
Well.
But yeah,
did he sell some
bizarre.
Stuff? I bet he sold some stuff.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Because like
wow.
I bought that lady's last Gravity Falls one.
So they had panels and famous people there? Or was it just relatives of famous people? Okay.
He was there.
Right.
A couple other art authors and stuff. Vincent Price's daughter was there, and so she was telling about, Vincent Price and, how
that's cool.
Everything. Like basically it was like his career. Like, so she started with, he grew up here. He apparently he went to when he was in high school, he was in one play, and then he was never cast in another one.
Right.
And so, even after he went to school in Cambridge, I think.
Cambridge, Massachusetts, or Cambridge, England?
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So he went to school there, and then didn't get anything. Like, it was nothing, but he met who's that really famous cartoon illustrator from like the New Yorker and stuff?
Oh, are you talking about Al Hirschfeld?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was friends with him.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Because apparently like his grandfather, apparently he's like the third Vincent Price. So his grandfather was friends with Orson Welles' grandfather. Like they were like chums together.
So he was like had associations with some big players.
Yeah, it was, and then like he decided to, he moved to England for a while. Like after he graduated from Cambridge, he went to England, and he was like, I'll go ahead and apply for this. It was, I don't remember. I couldn't remember.
Some sort of scholarship or fellowship?
No, just he went like auditioned for a role.
Oh, okay.
Something Prince Albert. He auditioned for Prince Albert.
Okay.
Because he was learning German at the time, like because he was a art history person, so he was doing a bunch of like German art, and so he was studying that. So he was like, "Oh yeah, this is for Prince Albert. I'm a tall, blonde-haired gentleman who knows German. I can do this role," and he got the role.
Nice.
And then like dude went and bought the play and brought it over to the United States, and it just went from there.
Snowballed from there.
Yep.
And then bam, he's in the Thriller video. Sweet. What a career.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool little thing, and I was
that's
like,
neat. That's really neat.
They also had a D&D thing, which we didn't get to go to because the Vincent Price's daughter thing went too long, so we missed it.
Was it a panel of some sort?
Yeah, it was like they were like the popularity of D&D now, and I was like, that sounds kind of cool.
That's cool.
But we missed it. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
But it sounds like you guys had a pretty good time.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was interesting.